Welcome back to Boston has entered the chat here inside our Salem 5 studio. Travis, Thomas, George Balekji. And look, we always say it's us up here talking, but we talk with you, not at you. We always say email us at chat@nesn.com. Tweet at us using the hashtag NESNChat. Call us 617-790-0928. You're our co-host. Now, we also have an esteemed producer named Ethan. George, he was in the gym the other day, and he's just on Reddit, and he says, I found this fascinating topic I want you guys to talk about. The biggest betrayal signings in Boston sports history. Now, these are all kind of like modern day signings, right? So I have a list in front of me of all these signings, and they are all filled with betrayal. There's no doubt about it. But let's just get off of our chest what jumps out to us when we first think this topic.
It has to be Johnny Damon as a leading candidate. Now, that's a guy that hit free agency, wanted to get paid, but it's that dude with the long hair, the beard. He was the motor in the back of that lineup on that 2004 World Series team that broke the curse, and all the studs they have. But Johnny Damon was the guy, when you're watching that World Series, you go, who is this guy? How is he getting it done? It's his energy. It's his overall persona. He is the anti-establishment to what the Yankees were with shirts and ties and no beards and all corporate. And the Red Sox were the Kevin Millars, the Johnny Damons, just a bunch of ragtag guys that don't care and will beat you up. And even when they get hit down, they get back up and hit you back in the face. Exactly, the idiots that'll win games. And he wins it. They break the curse. And then he signs with the Yankees. The hair is cut. The beard is shaven. And he's playing for them and playing well. That had to be the biggest betrayal because it didn't make sense. Once you win in Boston, and he's welcomed back all the time, over the weekend, he was with the Savannah Bananas in Fenway Park playing a game, making an appearance in the yellow jersey, and he was loved. He still is beloved in Boston, but that one is the biggest betrayal. The highs of the highs of breaking the curse, and then you see Johnny Damon go not just to any other team, to the dark side. That's the one that didn't sit well.
He may be one of the only players that's beloved by both, right? Do Yankees fans feel the same way about Johnny Damon?
I mean, I think it's a wash with him. You know, they like it, but he's forever a Red Sox. So I would say not beloved. He comes around, it's like, all right, he was a Yankee, but he's a Red Sox.
They don't hate on him there, but he's not beloved.
There's hate, and it's a healthy hate. It's the rivalry hate. But it's not like someone like a Jacoby Ellsbury. I mean, he's liked by the Red Sox. He helped them win. Then he got paid by the Yankees, but he was always injured on the trainer table. Like, that was one where, hey, go get the bag on that. The one I think of, too, though, is Wes Welker. Was prolific with the Patriots, was that slot receiver, was that guy for Tom Brady, was part of those historic, epic offenses from 2007 on, and then leaves to sign with the Denver Broncos. Peyton Manning. Leaves Tom Brady for Peyton Manning. Now, it's not all on Wes Welker. That's Bill Belichick not wanting to pay Wes. That's Bill Belichick purposely structuring the contract so the Pats wouldn't match what the Broncos offered. But I'll never forget when he signed, man. Look, as a short, spicy white guy, seeing a short white man on the football field light up defenses. I wore 83 growing up. Wes Welker was my favorite football player. And when he signed with the Broncos, I'll never forget, walking into work at the pizzeria I worked at in high school, Jankarelli's in Packanack Lake. I see my buddy Dan Mameri running, jogging the lake as I'm going into work. And Mameri was a big Broncos fan. What does he do as he walks by? Takes a headphone off and goes, Wes Welker. And I start cussing him out. This man's double my size. And he was shocked. Broad daylight, what I was saying to him, that Wes Welker flip to the Broncos, that cut deep right here. Still not over it.
I'm not qualified to speak on this, so I'm just going to ask a follow-up, if you all don't mind. I'm sure you all heard it. Could you define the term spicy short white man for me, please? I'm unfamiliar with their game.
It's the Lebanese Armenian in me, where you go like, I don't know what you are. It could be Italian, could be Spanish, could be Arab. It's spicy white. I know I'm white. I'm white passing. But it's a spiciness on it. No, I'm not doing that. F that guy. It's a little more. Little spice in that.
Just had a follow-up.
The short is the short.
Just needed some clarity. By the way, what you described with Wes Welker kind of feels Adam Vinatieri-ish too, right? Didn't get paid. He goes and plays with Peyton Manning. It wasn't Denver. It was the
Colts. Went to Super Bowl with them.
Yeah, kind of similar, right?
And it's also the one that hurts on that is the betrayal. I think you have to look back. It's the betrayal, again, by Bill Belichick running that front office. Stephen Gostkowski came in. Good rookie kicker. But hey, man, wasn't Vinatieri, wasn't Nails. 2007, when the Giants' defensive line is blowing up the Patriots' O-line in the Super Bowl, you could use a Vinatieri in those games.
Vinatieri won you 2 rings and countless playoff games.
Three. The Giants. But so that the betrayal more is on Bill Belichick. Pay him.
Sure.
Just pay him. Pay Wes Welker.
Right.
Instead, it was more of a Wes Welker for a Danny Amendola. Just pay them. Bill never did it. It worked for some time.
Oh, Bill, how you've changed. By the way, I want to go back to Johnny Damon before I give you mine. Because I watch this crap with my wife, do you know Johnny Damon's like a mainstay on reality TV? He's on The Housewives. He's on a show called Below Deck. I think his wife's heavy in that world, right?
Yeah.
So he's constantly on these shows. I see him constantly, all the time. He's like part of the storyline.
How bundled is he on the shows every time?
He's just, you know what he is, though? He's Johnny Damon.
Yeah.
Like, I actually appreciate that about him, to be honest, because he is, what's a nice way to say this? A peculiar individual. He's unique, right?
Yeah.
But on the shows, he's totally himself. And I think a lot of people get on these reality shows and start acting brand new.
1,000%.
He's not one of them. So I actually kind of admire that he's authentically himself on these shows as well. I just didn't know if you knew that or not, that he's in that heavy in that Bravo world. Kyrie leaving the Celtics.
Is that betrayal? He was just hate. It was.
Okay.
He betrayed the city when he was here.
He did.
He didn't betray by leaving.
Well, both, because he had the world in the palm of his hands. He could have been an
1,000%.
all-time great Celtic player.
Yeah.
All time.
100%.
Because he's the talent-wise is there, right? Now we know he's a moron. Back then, we were starting to learn it, right? But the reason I say him is because I witnessed it. When I'm at the championship parade for the Celtics last summer, around this time, wasn't it? Or maybe June. But when I'm at the championship parade, George, I saw multiple Kyrie jerseys being stomped on the ground, beer poured on them. There was a Duke Kyrie jersey. He was in Duke for 5 minutes. They were pouring all kinds of nonsense and spitting on it. Then, so that was bad enough. I took a couple pictures of that thinking, man, guys, we got to get over this. Then, as the parade goes on, George, floats going by, confetti dropping, Jason Tatum doing the pageant wave. It was great. You heard chants, F Kyrie, for like 10 minutes. Everyone at the parade, I saw a little kid say F Kyrie. I'm like, where are your parents, bro? I don't understand the vitriol and the hate for this guy. He has to make the list.
No, he does. Again, because it's not because he left. It's what he did when he was here.
Yeah.
He was selfish. He tore apart that locker room.
Sage.
He wasn't the leader. Well, it's not that. Yeah, he's doing all the stuff after. It's also towards the end of his tenure. Randomly, like not being with the team in a pivotal Game 7 because he had to get surgery.
Yeah.
You can't sit on the bench. I understand you have to get surgery.
Yeah.
It was all of that where, and every time he talks about Boston, it's not his fault. It's the city's fault. No, man, it's on you. And I understand he wasn't treated the best. I understand what Boston can be on the extreme spectrum and the side of this fan base. But when you're brought here, and you're signed, there are expectations with the contract, who he is, with his ability. And I think that's why the fan base also, just comes around and loves an Al Horford. Comes around and loves a Jason Tatum and a Jaylen Brown. Because they were paid, they were the leaders needed, and they delivered on their promises. Kyrie did not deliver on anything. And if you're going to do that and you're going to leave, just move on. And anytime your ex is brought up, just go, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
And don't make it.
Take the high road.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. He blames it on the city. It's not on him. It was on Kyrie.
Yeah.
He was short of everything asked of him with the contract on the floor as a leader in the locker room, too.
Yeah.
He stunk here in every facet of the way. Talented basketball player, but he's stunk for the city of Boston. That's a betrayal. It's not signing to elsewhere. The betrayal is what he did here, so I understand the hate that's still
Well, he also thinks the earth is flat, and he does his own research.
I don't even want to get into all of that.
Ray Allen to the Heat is on this list. By the way, him and Kevin Garnett are still not good.
They're good now.
They're good now?
They weren't good for a while.
Okay.
They talk now, but that was a big revelation by KG. I think it was this past season.
Okay.
Or it might have been when he got his jersey retired, his number retired by the Celtics. But no, they did not talk. He did not recognize him at all. Didn't sit well with him at all. I mean, he spurned for the Heat to go get a ring, but it was also,
they don't win that ring without Ray Allen.
The Heat don't win without him.
Yes.
The Celtics don't win without him either.
That's right. That's
just
true.
a pivotal player for that.
Yeah.
But that's real on that one. I also think, you got to feel the betrayal. Again, though, it's not his fault, but it's Tom Brady going to Tampa.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
But that's on Belichick.
Sure.
That's on Belichick not willing to pay him.
But just seeing him win a
$25 million
Super Bowl.
a year is all Tom Brady wanted.
Sure.
That's all he wanted. Belichick wouldn't give it to him. That's a betrayal. It feels like betrayal because he's winning with someone else and he was still the GOAT. It was a miscalculation, but that was Bill in 2019 after that season.
Well, bro, it's not just that season. What about all the years he's drafting quarterbacks? Just to take Tom. Well, Tom's getting old.
Jimmy G.
I mean, those draft picks could have been used for the roster. So, that was a collective thing with Tom. But I don't blame Tom at all. And I don't feel like it was a betrayal. It was just hard to see him. You use the X thing. Like, it's hard to see him go and be happy with someone else when you know he should still be with you. Really. Yeah. That's what hurt there.
And he goes and he wins.
Here's another one on the list. Roger Clemens saying he'd only leave for Texas, and he signed with Toronto, and then later got a bag from the Yankees too. Look,
money.
I was a kid then, but I always felt like Roger Clemens, and maybe around here it's different because a lot of fans still feel like he's a Red Sox, but like I always felt like he was a mercenary.
Yeah.
Right? Like
all
he'd
the
go to
hats.
the highest
kind of
bidder.
like a Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
What hat do you put on Randy Johnson?
Exactly.
It's Diamondbacks for me. He obviously he was great with the Yankees too. Close my eyes, Randy Johnson's a Diamondback. With Roger Clemens, tough to put that.
Here's a bonus. Darrelle Reeve is signing with the Patriots, and then the Jets have to see him win as a Super Bowl with the Patriots. By the way, I said mercenary for the Rocket.
Revis was.
Revis Island was a mercenary.
100%. He was with the Jets. He got the bag there, held out, left for New England. You mix in Tampa there as well. No, he played it right, man. Played the game.